Hello and welcome to Tuesday's edition of Cracking the Cryptic. Oh dear, that's not a good sign if I can't even remember what day it is. Especially as I think I'm about to do battle with a monstrously difficult puzzle. A few of you have asked me to have a go at this because you've got stuck on it. It's called Rankillers. And it's by Lass41, which might be something I'm sort of meant to concatenate, last tone or something. I'm not sure, but it's a debut, and this has 5 stars out of 5 for difficulty, and apparently it's an incredibly clever construction. Oh dear, and now the wind's blowing through my room, so hopefully that will stop in a moment. This is a full rank puzzle, which I will explain when we do the rules together. But the essential idea is that each row and column can be viewed as a 9-digit number. And in fact, so that's a 9-digit number reading left to right, and that's a 9-digit number reading right to left. And then every row and column and backward row and backward column in the grid is considered in terms of its size. So there will somewhere in this grid be the lowest 9-digit number. There will somewhere be the highest 9-digit number. And then these clues outside the grid are going to be the rank of the number. So it's crazy. It's crazy stuff. I have done a few of these before. So I do know 1 or 2 little secrets that I'll share with you, obviously. But we'll have to see how we get on with this one. It could be a very long video, I've been told. So, and I should say as well that, as usual, my car is in the garage. Now, the garage did say they were probably going to call me mid-afternoon. It's now 2 o'clock when I'm starting this, so I might get a call. If I do, I will just have to take it. Hopefully it will be them telling me my car is finally mended. And if it isn't, then you'll see a weeping Simon following the end of that call. Anyway, I'll read you the rules of this one in a moment or two's time. Let's talk about other things that are going on. We had an amazing stream last night. Mark and I were back in the Blueprints mansion for the 36th time. And the stream went on a long time. We didn't get to bed till after 1 a.m. UK time, which is very late for us. As you can probably tell, we need a great deal of beauty sleep. But I won't reveal whether progress was made. We tried to make progress, but if you did miss the stream, do catch up on the VOD, the video, and I'll try and remember to put a link to that on the screen now. Other news: we should do a catch up on how Blobs' Sudoku hunt is going on Patreon, shouldn't we? So let's have a look at this. I haven't refreshed this for a couple of days. So we'd had 687 solves of puzzle 12, and we have now had 817. Wow. Incredible. Look at that. It's nearly 1,700 solves of the first puzzle. Well done. Well done to all 817 of you who have solved all the puzzles. That is phenomenal work. It really is. Well done to Blobs for setting something that has engaged so many people. And there's still plenty of time if you want to get involved. Sorry, I'll have to edit that bit out. I clicked on the tab at the top of the screen and it brought up the solution. It brought up my solve of yesterday's puzzle, which you probably don't want to see, especially if you've not seen the video and haven't looked at the puzzle yet. Do have a look at that. Great puzzle from James Sinclair. But anyway, if I forget to edit that out, it will be terrible. A big spoiler. Anyway, there we go. So that's over on Patreon now. Is Blobs' Sudoku hunt. For another 3 days. But the other thing over on Patreon, which a lot of you have been enjoying, is this bonus video. Nearly 3 hours of Mark and I doing battle with VFig's Blueprints themed Sudoku. That is a fantastic puzzle as well. Definitely worth having a look at. That's over on Patreon right now too. Now, the only other thing left for me to do is to look at my list of birthdays. And I'd like to wish Evan Evan, over there in Illinois, you've turned 21 today, and I know this because your girlfriend Amanda wrote me the most honest note. She says she's trying to be a supportive girlfriend, but she has no idea who or what we are. So she's written in and asked for a shout out for you, Evan, which I think you should appreciate. That's going above and beyond the call. And I hope you have obviously some well-iced chocolate cake today. Many, many happy returns. Then we'll go slightly south of Illinois to Brazil, where Isabella, it's your birthday today. I know that you watch and you like trying to solve the puzzles too, so thank you for doing that. I hope you have a brilliant birthday, and I hope you find some very well-iced chocolate cake, obviously. And then finally, is it Lias? Is that how I say your name? Lias, your girlfriend Nikki wrote to me and wanted to thank us for providing you with entertainment and also with good sleep sometimes, because I think you use the videos as a way of dropping off due to my soporific tones. Yeah, well, I've always been quite dull, and so this was something I never envisaged when we started the YouTube channel. You sort of hope, the content will be so scintillating that people will really enjoy it. It never occurs to you that, the content will be, or your voice and what you say will be so utterly dull that people will drop off to sleep like nobody's business. Anyway, Lias, I hope you have a great birthday. And I hope you have a good sleep as well. Now, with all that said and done, let's read the rules of this full Rankillers puzzle by Las41. The rules are as follows. We've got to place the digits 1 to 9 in each row, column and region. Each row, column and region exactly once. Does that include? No, it can't. Okay. I think it must mean 3 by 3 box then when it says region. I was wondering if it meant cage. Okay, so I think what we're doing is we're playing normal Sudoku in the grid, in the 9 by 9 grid. So we've got to put the digits 1 to 9 in every row, every column, and every 3 by 3 box. Full rank. The digits... okay, yeah, so I'm going to slightly amend the wording of this just to make it slightly clearer, I think. The digits... I mean, it's true. Yeah, so the digits in each row and column, read in both directions, make a total of 36 9-digit numbers. Because there's going to be 9 rows, and then 9 backward rows, that's 18, 9 columns, and then 9 backward columns, 36 altogether. Cells outside the grid have a value equal to the rank in ascending order among those 36 numbers for the indicated column or row in the direction of the cell. So say this was that. Then this rank would have to be rank 1, wouldn't it? Because you can't create a lower 9-digit number than 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Indeed, you can't create a higher 9-digit number than 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So this would have to be rank 36. I don't know how we input that. Let me just keep reading. Killer. Digits may not repeat within a cage. A double-digit clue inside of a cage prevents both of its digits from appearing anywhere else in the same cage. This means 11, 22 and 33 may not appear in a cage, and 8 and 18, for example, may not appear in the same cage. A double-digit clue may include 0. Wow. Okay. So the reason 11, say this clue here, couldn't be 11, is that to create the number 11, I'll try and do a hybrid number. You'd have to do it like that. And that, of course, puts 2 1s in the cage, which is not allowed. You're not allowed to repeat digits in a cage, or even within a number. And then if this was, say, let's say that was a double-digit number, so say it was the number 12, then I think what we're being told is this couldn't be the number 2 or the number 1. because the number 1 and the number 2 has already appeared in the cage, even though the number 1 might be a tens digit. And a double-digit clue may... Oh, goodness. So also, you could have a number that was like 10. Because you can have zeros. Obviously, you can't have zeros in the Sudoku grid, but you could have zeros as rank. Rank 10, rank 20, rank 30 would all be, in theory, possible. It's monstrous, isn't it? I mean, it's actually remarkable. It's a remarkable construction that just putting a few cages in the grid can yield a unique solution. Anyway, do have a go. The way to play is to click the link under the video as usual. But now, I get to play. Let's get cracking. I mean, I'll start off with the only secret I know about full rank puzzles. And this secret is, I'm sure, something I'm going to rely on heavily. And it's to do with the fact that in the perimeter of the puzzle... Well, no, let's look at column 1. Is there a 1 in column 1? Yes, there is. It's a Sudoku. Now, wherever that 1 goes, let's say it's there, the rank of this will have to be one of the lowest 4 numbers in the puzzle, won't it? Rank 1, rank 2, rank 3, and rank 4. Because on each perimeter, there is going to be 1, 1. Even if we put 1 in a corner, let's put 1 in the corner. Nobody puts 1 in the corner, but if we did put 1 in the corner, obviously this number begins with a 1, and this number begins with a 1, and then we couldn't have any more 1s in these cells. But we could have, we'd need to have a 1 in column 9, we'd need to have a 1 somewhere in row 9. So overall, it's clear that there are 4 9-digit numbers that start with the number 1. And that logic obviously then propagates. There's going to be 4 numbers that start with 2, 4 that start with 3, all the way through to 4 that start with 9. But that means if we ever got any of these ranks, we could instantly write the number in the grid. So say this was the number 20, then that would be, this digit would be a 5, I think. Because 0 to 4, or sorry, 1 to 4 would have a 1 in the grid, 2 to 8, no, not 2 to 8, 5 to 8 would have a 2 in the grid, 9 to 12 would have a 3 in the grid, 13 to 16 would have a 4 in the grid, and 17 to 20 would have a 5 in the grid. So, wow, I mean, this is... I tell you the other thing, it didn't mention it in the instructions, but can you have... I remember I did a Marty one of these a little while ago. And I can't remember if that could or couldn't have the same number, if you see what I mean. So could you have 2 numbers of the same rank? I have a feeling... I've looked at this before in 9x9s and it doesn't work. Why would that be? Wouldn't you always get... So if you had a number, it doesn't matter what the number is. And then you tried to claim, somewhere else in the grid, there is another number that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Is that ever... Well, it's clearly never going to be possible that it starts in this column, is it? And wherever you... Yeah, okay, wherever you put it... Yeah, it's not going to work. Because it's either going to overlap with this number, sort of, you could overlap it upwards from this in this column, couldn't you? 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you'd have 5 and 6 here, which would clash in the box. Or you could overlap it in this column by going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, but these two numbers would overlap. And the only other way you could have the same number in the grid is a backwards 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and that will always share the middle digit. So if you tried to put that row as a backwards 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, this digit will be the same as this digit. So okay. So I think I've seen that before. I don't think I've done anything clever there. That's a vague memory, but at least that means that in the puzzle we're not going to have to think about, you know, 2 rank 10 numbers, for example. Every rank around the... Oh, I can look at those. I can highlight all the ranks, actually, even the ones that aren't in yellow. And they are all going to be discrete, we've now discovered. I mean, I think it must be this row, mustn't it? Because that row... Well, that row this is the most fatuous sentence I've ever said on the channel. That row must contain all the Sudoku digits. But, which is true. But also, yeah, it's going to be something to do with this, isn't it? Because every one of these digits will have an implication for a rank, a yellow cell. That one has implication for 2 yellow cells. So okay, is it something to do with how many numbers you can put in these cages? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we've got 22 cells of cage, but these... let me just think this through. Sorry, I'm not being in any way articulate here. But that bottom row is going to contain the digits 1 to 9. Now, the 9, for example, in that bottom row will have to be associated with a double-digit rank outside in yellow, won't it? Because it's going to be a number 30... Oh, it couldn't be 33, actually, because that would have 2 3s in the same cell. But it's going to be 34, 35, or 36. The number 8 is going to be 29, 30, 31, or 32. The number 7 is going to be a double-digit number. The number 6 is going to be a double-digit number. The number 5 is going to be a double-digit number. The number 4 is also going to be a double-digit number. The 4 in the bottom row, the lowest rank associated with the 4 will be a 13. But a 3 wouldn't have to be. If there was a 3 in the bottom row, it could just be rank 9 and not be a double-digit number. So at least 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, at least 6 digits in the bottom row are going to cause a 2-digit number to exist in these cages outside the row. So, but in theory, am I wrong? Okay, let me. This is tricky, actually. I don't quite know how to think about this. In theory, like this cage here, which has 7 actual cells, but if it had a sort of teenage number, a 20-something number, and a 30-something number in it, Oh, no, it could only do that if it had a 0 in it. Because there are only 10 different Sudoku numbers. Well, there are normally only 9, but in this puzzle, we could have a rank that was 10, 20, or 30. So, if this one did have a 10, 20, and a 30 number, either the 10, 20, or 30 number would actually have to be a 10 rank, a 20 rank, or a 30 rank, because there would be 10 digits in that 7-cell cage, because there would be the standard 7 plus an extra 1 in the 3 positions in which the rank was a double-digit number. But so each of these cages could, in theory, have 10 digits in it. So the actual... So... Although that... Okay, this... Oh, no, that could easily have 10 digits in it. I was going to say it's harder for that one, but it's not, because it's got 8 cells in it. So that only needs to have 2 double-digit numbers for the ranks in order to have 10 digits in the cage. So how on earth do you get a grip on this? I don't understand. I don't understand quite how to do this at all. So in theory, these 3 cages, which comprise 22 cells, could contain up to 30 different digits. Especially, maybe there's a reason one of them has to have a 10 rank, one of them has to have a 20 rank, one of them has to have a 30 rank. Oh, wow. Or, okay, let's try something different. What about if it was to do with repeating digits? Yeah, like there is a 1 in the bottom row. And that can't be... Well, hang on. What I'm about to say is not even true. I was about to say the 1 in the bottom row couldn't be the rank 1, i.e. the lowest digit in the puzzle, but I've just realised it could be. What if it was there? If it was there and this was the lowest rank, that would be a 1, but that isn't causing a Sudoku problem because this cage is different from this cage. So that's not a problem. Yeah, okay, but all there's loads of low digits being used here. Because even if you have a big number, like the biggest number, 36, that's still got a 3 in its rank. And any number... Yeah, the only way a rank in this puzzle doesn't itself contain a low number like a 1, 2, or a 3. So it couldn't be a 10 something number, because that would have a 1 in it. It couldn't be a 20 something number, that would have a 2 in it. It couldn't have a 30 something number, that would have a 3 in it. There aren't many digits at all. There aren't many ranks at all that have no low digits in them. There's the rank 4, but that would have a 1 in the grid. So that would still use a low digit. And then... Yeah, that's interesting. 5, 6, 7, and 8 would all... Rank 5, rank 6, rank 7, rank 8 would all put 2 in the grid, so that would still use a low digit. Rank 9 would put a 3 in the grid, and then we're up to 10 numbers and higher, which are using a low digit, right? So I might try and do something not with... Well, how do we... So these 9... Well, no. Okay. What I'm now thinking is that every time... Like, look at this. And that. But look at this first. Those 2 digits there have to include at least one of 1, 2, and 3. Because between the rank and the number in the grid, there will be at least 1, 2, or 3. There might be more than one. Imagine it was the number 21. If the rank was 21, then there would be 2 low digits. But there are only 9. If we look at these cages as a job lot, I can't put more than 9 1s, 2s, and 3s in them, because there are 3 cages. I could put a 1, a 2, and a 3 in each cage, but I couldn't put 2 1s in any one cage. So there's only 9. But does that mean, can I just sort of do... Oh, no, I can't. Oh, but then I could do that. Yeah, okay. This is a thought. Let's draw that domino. I'm going to claim that domino. This is where it's going to get complicated. I am going to claim that those dominoes, you can see every domino I've just drawn lives entirely within the cages at the bottom of the grid. Now I'm going to claim, and I think it's legitimate. In fact, that digit's going to be weird now. Oh, this is actually quite exciting, I think. Maverick's just taken off as well, which is less exciting. Sorry if there's some aeroplane noise, but I'm claiming, this is huge as well, because you can't have a number like 21 anymore as a rank, because what I'm saying is that each of these dominoes, it doesn't matter what the constituents are. You're either going to have a low digit in the grid, a 1, 2, or a 3, or you're going to have a low digit, a 1, 2, or a 3 within the rank number for each domino. And I've drawn 9 dominoes. So that's used up all of the 1s, 2s, and 3s that could live in 3 different cages. Now that means that these numbers here have no 1, 2, or 3 component. I'm sorry about this. They could be zeros. Oh, no. Well, the ones in the grid can't be zeros. This is an appalling pencil mark, by the way. Apologies. But these 2, actually, they can't have zeros in, because the only way they could have zeros in is if they were 10, 20, or 30, and they would use a 1, 2, or a 3. So they don't have zeros. So I think this one is interesting, isn't it? Yeah, I think it is interesting. How to think this through? Well, if this was 4, then this would be a 1. But then this couldn't be 4. So it would be 2, and it's in the same cage, so it would be 2 or 3. And on this domino, I'd have 2 low digits, which I can't have. every one of these pink lines contains exactly one of the digits 1, 2, and 3. So that's not 4. And I think I can do something similar with 9. If this was 9, this would be the lowest 3 rank, this number here. But then, what would this be? This would have to be, it was a number beginning with 3. You would get a 3 in the corner. This would be a number beginning with 3, but it would be rank 10, 11, or 12. And this domino would have more than one low digit on it, so this can't be 9. This is 5, 6, 7, or 8, and this is 2, and that's an actual digit, which is a tremendous surprise. Now this digit is also 5, 6, 7, or 8, and obviously these are different. Now, what does that mean? I have no clue. Well, this domino has to either have a 1 or a 3 on it. So the only way it could have a 1 in the grid would be if this was a 4. Because we can't put 2 low digits. So if that's a 1, that's a 4. If that's a 3, that has to be a 9. In fact, right. Okay, that is a universally proved point, actually. There is a 3 in one of the bottom row cells. So on its domino, it's the only low digit, that 3. So what rank is going to be commensurate with that 3? Well, it can't be a 10, 11, or 12 number. It's going to have to be a 9 number. So I don't know how to record this, but there's going to be a 3 in one of these cells. And so say it was in one of those, the digit beneath it will be 9. But if it's here in the corner, yeah, see, that could be right, because then this would be a 9, but there would be a 3 here, and this rank would be going upwards, and it could be a 10, 11, or 12 without compromising the cages at all. So, golly, I mean, this is not easy. This digit is a 1, 2, or a 3 because of the rank that's outside the grid. So this one, I can't reuse 2 in any of these cells. So there's no 20 numbers in these cells. Oh dear, this is not easy, is it? So there's a 9 in the bottom row. That's going to be rank 34, 35, or 36. Maybe that's what I've got to do. Do I have to sort of... I wonder if I have to work out the options for the various numbers. I'm not sure, though. I mean, I'm not sure at all. Do I know that corner? No, because the corner one doesn't have a second rank involved in it. And I can't... Oh, the possibility of 0 as well is confusing me. Oh dear, I don't know. There probably is an easy way to think about. It's not sort of Sudoku geometry, like where does that digit go in this box or something. It obviously can't repeat in its own cage or in its own row, so it is in one of those. So that digit looks like it's in one of these two. Wow. Okay, I've got nothing better. I'm going to try, I think. I don't know quite how to record this. Let's just start with 9. So I know there's a 9 in the bottom row, and it can't be rank 33 because that would have 2 3s outside the grid. So it's either, well, it's either rank 30, 4, 5, or 6. Right, 8. Now, 8 in one of these, in what way is that restricted? As Maverick flies over, I think the answer is it's not, actually. It could be, the lowest rank it could be would be 29. In fact, I think it's got more options, hasn't it, even than 9. It could be 29, it could be 30. How do I do that? 30. It could be 31 or 32. Oh, no. No, hang on. No, it can't. I'm wrong. Okay, all right, I'm feeling better about this. It can't be 31 or 32 because that would use 2 low numbers on a domino. Ah, right. So I'm going to slightly amend this. Then I'm going to copy that 29 over there. So I use up less actual grid space on my nomenclature. Right. Let's think about 7. So 7, we're looking at ranks up to 28. So 20. 25, 26, 27. Oh, 27 wouldn't work because that would repeat the 7. So we're looking at 25, 26, or 28. Rank 6. So rank 6 is from 20. 21 won't work. That's got 2 low digits. 22, 23 won't work. 23, 6 is huge. 6 is 6. Isn't that weird? I mean, that is completely unforeseeable. But 6, I think this is right, because every domino, wherever we put 6, it's got to have a rank that doesn't have 2 low digits involved in its number. So 21 won't work, 22 definitely won't work, 23 won't work, so it's going to have to be 24. And that's actually 4, so wherever 6 goes, so 6 can't be in those cells in the grid because that would have a 24 underneath it and we'd repeat 2. So 6 is in one of those cells. I mean, that's the most dreadful pencil mark. I'm not even going to leave it there, but it's true. 6 is in one of those, and there's a 24 rank in one of these. Well, okay, that's exciting though, isn't it? Because at least we're understanding a bit more than we were. Now, 5. What do we know about 5? It's 17 or higher. So 17, 18, 19. Is there anything wrong with those? Or 20? I don't think there is. I mean, so I think we're looking at 17, 18, 19, or 20. I'm staring at these, trying to see what the problem is, but I don't think there is a problem, frankly. Ah, hang on. I've done something. Oh, I have done something actually in my brain. How about, right, I'm going to use this logic. I have got 3 cages down here, into which I can place no more than 3-digit 2s. Now, I've put a 2 in the grid, that's 1 2. I know that there is a 7 in the bottom row somewhere, and it will be associated with a 20-something number, and that 20-something number will be a second 2. And I've just said that the 6 has to be 24, so wherever I put the 6 in the bottom row of the grid, there will be a 2 associated with the rank for that, and that's all 3 2s. So there are no other 2s, so the 8 is not 29, the 8 is only 30, and the 5 is not 20, because that would use a 2. So the 8 is exact. So 2 of these are now completely forced. And there are no more 2s in any rank. I'm going to move these over. How can I do that with some sort of... So 17, 18, 19. Let's get rid of that one. Right. And I don't want to I'm going to start in the top now. It's 4, 3, 2, and 1. But 2 we've sort of done, haven't we? So I'm not going to major on that. So 4, we're looking at a rank of 13 won't work. That's got 2 low digits in it. 14 won't work because that would have a repeated 4 in it. Oh, hang on. I've just realised I made a mistake, haven't I? Because when I said 27 wouldn't work for 7, I was ignoring the possibility that the rank, if the 7 was there and the 27 rank was below it there, they aren't in the same cage, so bobbins are. I don't think it spoils the lovely logic, but it does mean that I can't rule out 27 from being the rank associated with 7, and that's a problem here as well. I can't rule out 14 from being associated with 4. I don't think I can anyway. So 4, right, hang on, how are we going to do this? So it's 14, 15, 16. And the only digit I know I've definitely used everything up of is 2. And that's not used in any of those. Sorry. Okay. Now 3 we worked out had to be rank 9, didn't we? In order to not repeat a low digit. And 1... Right. 4 is where we're going to look now. 1 has to be rank 4. Because again, if we put 1 here and put 2 or 3 underneath it, we've used up too many low digits again. So 1 is going with 4. But that means, in terms of, there are 3 4s, remember, maximum in these cages at the bottom. I've got 1 4 associated with the 1 in the grid. I've got to put 4 in the bottom row, that's the second 4, and I've got to put 6 in the bottom row, and that's going to be rank 24, which is a third 4. So I can get rid of the 14 here now. I can get rid of the 34 from the 9. Anything with a 4 in it I can get rid of that isn't one of the ones we've mentioned. So now let's amend this. So we're looking at 15. So we're now looking at, well, what are we looking at? How on earth do we do this? So I know that We know that there's a 2 here. There's a 2 associated with the 7. And there's a 2 associated with the 6. So one of these has a 20-something number in it. One of those is a 2 with a 25, 26, 27, 28, or 24. And the same is true of just those two. I don't know how to think that through. Well, okay, so what about... Is there any other restriction that we can get our hands on here? Because I don't... Even though I do feel I've made a little bit of progress, I don't see how to use it, really. Oh, I tell you something. That can't be rank 4 now, can it? Because I know the 1 in the bottom row is going to generate rank 4, so that can't be rank 4. And it can't be rank 9 for the same reason. The 9 is associated with the 3, which is in the bottom row. So this is 5, 6, 7, or 8. This is a 2. And now I've got almost all of my 2 ranks. And I've got 2 actual digits in the grid. These 2. This is all nonsense up here. Well, not nonsense. It's helpful nonsense. Now, what do we do with the drunken sailor early in the morning? No, that's not the question. Maybe I'm not looking in the right part of the grid. Maybe there's more we can learn. I mean, what is that doing? How can that ever be of any use at all? It's a cage. A 1-cell cage. Oh, okay. I do understand the purpose of this, and I'm not using it yet. There we go. The purpose of this, I think, is to stop this rank, that number, from being 11, 22, or 33. That can be the only purpose of this. You can't do anything else. It's only got 1 cell. So its cage properties are simply saying this can't be a double-digit 11, 22, or 33 rank for that row. Okay, so we're not using that yet. Now, 1, 2, 3, 4, that's got 8 cells. And that's got 8 cells, obviously. Nah, I don't see how you do anything with that. At least down here, I've got the additional constraint that I have to put all the numbers in the bottom row. And that's going to have implications. Although, all the 3s are used, aren't they? There's a 30 number, there's the number 3, and there's the rank that's going with the 9, which is a 35 or a 36. So I have to spread the 3s out. And the 3-9 clue, wherever that goes in the bottom row, is not going in the same cage, obviously, as the... well, although I don't like the way these cages are offset, that's confusing me. So I know one of these is a 20-something. And I know that the digit that it will give rise to is a 6 or a 7. So I know one of these is a 20-something number, and I know the digit it will give rise to is a 6 or a 7. So there's sort of a virtual 6-7 pair in all of those cells in the bottom row. But I don't think I do know how they're allocated across the cages. Golly, I don't know. Oh, hang on. Do we know exactly how many digits are being used now? Because there's only 1 0 digit being used. Ah, that could be it. That could be it, couldn't it? So only one of the cages at the bottom could have 10 cells. Or no, that's misprint. I've misstated that. Only one of the cages can have 10 digits. Right. So okay. And to have 10 digits. Well, if it was this one, if that had 10 digits, that's only a 7-cell cage. So these digits would be, they would include the 30, and then there would be a 20-something number and a 10-something number as well. So the digits 1, 2, and 3 would be used up in these cells. These cells would just be big numbers. I don't know. This cage can't have 10 numbers in it, this one here. Because the only way to have 10 numbers in it is to have a 10, a 20, and a 30 number in a 7-cell cage. And that can't have a 20-something number in because it's already got a 2 in. So the most numbers of double-digit numbers this has in it is 2. And how many double-digit numbers do we need? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We need 6. And this could have 2. We know that one of these at least is a 20-something number. And if that one, that's an 8-cell cage, so if that did have 2, if that had 2 like double-digit rank numbers outside the grid, that would have 10 cells, and one of those numbers would have to be a 30-something number. It would be the 30, wouldn't it? One of those would be 30, and the other one would be a 20, giving rise to a 6 or a 7. So that's very constrained if it's got 2 double-digit numbers in these positions. And the only way that it doesn't do that, because we do have to allocate 6 double-digit numbers to these cages, is if all 3 of these are in some order a tens number, a 20s number, and specifically the number 30 giving rise to an 8, but the 8 wouldn't have to be in its cage. And I don't think there's a problem with that, it says, without a terribly large amount of confidence. So doesn't this one have to have, if this one only has 1 tensy number, then I'd have to put 5 tensy numbers in here. I couldn't do that. Or could I? No, I couldn't. Oh, that's quite interesting. That's a weird bit of logic, but I think that's true. So what I'm saying now is that we can see up here, there's definitely a tensy number associated with 4, 5, 20s number, 30s numbers. So there are 6 double-digit numbers to allocate. If I was to only make one of these a double-digit number, then these 5 cells would have to take all of the balance. They'd all have to be double-digit numbers. But that would put 10 digits in this cage and 10 digits in this cage. And they can't both have 10 digits because there's only one 0, 0 going in the bottom rows. So this one, which we know doesn't have a 20 number, must have a 10s number and a 30-something number. So 2 of these, I don't know how to pencil mark. This is impossible to pencil mark it. 2 of these are sort of giving rise to an 8 or a 9 in the grid and a 4 or a 5 in the grid. And one of them then must be giving rise, yeah, so the other one down here is going to be giving rise to a single number, if you see what I mean. Because it's going to be a single digit down here. It can't give rise to a 2, so it's going to give rise to a 1 or a 3. So down here you've either got a 9 No. Okay, how could you have a 9 in one of these? I might be wrong about this, but okay, if one of these, let's just say this one, was the digit 9, then we know that's a 3 inside the grid. But now, I can't make one of these a 30-something number. But there must be a 30-something number from the logic we just did. So the digit down here, or let me put it differently, there is definitely a 4 down here in one of those cells, giving rise to a 1 in the grid. And you think, okay, okay, and the 1 can't go here. It can't be on that domino, because then you couldn't put a 10s number and a 30s number in here, which you know you're going to have to do. So one of these is a 1. One of these is a 4. This number is either a 10s number or a 30s number. So this is either 4, 5. It's not 4. It's either 5. Oh. Well, maybe it could be 5. Or it's a 30s number, and this is 8 or 9. So this digit is either, or this number is either, let's see, it could be 17, 18, or 19. And then this number, 2. Okay, how could this be 8? I don't like that at all, because if this is 8, what we're saying is that we've used up the 30 number here, which means that there's no possibility now of either of these containing 10 digits, because the only 0 digit has been used up. So this would have to have 2 high digits in it maximum, and this would have to have 1 high digit in it maximum, because it's an 8-cell cage, and that would use up 3, and all 3 of those would have to be double digits, which we know is impossible. So it's not 8 there. It's not. This, if it's a 30 number, is 35 or 36. How should we do that? Like this. And if it's, oh no, it's terrible. I can't pencil mark it. Because if it's 5, it's any one of those 3. No, it's feeble to attempt to pencil mark that. Bother. Okay, but these two, one of them is 4 with a 1 here. The 1 here might do something to those three in a minute. Let's think about that in a second, though. Because down here we've also got a 30-something and a 10, or a 10-something, depending on what this is. And that's going to give rise, and we know that the 30-something is going to give rise to a 9. And the 10s-something, I see here the 10-something could give rise to a 4 because it wouldn't repeat. Oh, bother. So these cells are from 1, 4, 5 and 9. I mean, it's not awful. It is at least doing something, isn't it? And now, okay. Well, now, because 1 is in this cage, in these two, this cage here is what I'm looking at, this one here. Because 1 is in it now, but not able to generate a double-digit rank, how could this have 10 cells? The only way you can increase this from 7 to 10 is if all three of those are double-digit numbers, which we've now proved is impossible. So this has a maximum of 2. This has a maximum of 2. So this has 2. And if this has 2, it must contain the 0. So one of these is 30, giving rise to an 8 in the grid in one of those positions. And this is not an 8. One of these is 30 exactly, and the other one is a 20-something number. 20. It could be 20 anything, or not anything, but 20 and quite a lot of other things. It could be 24. It couldn't be 27 because it would cause a 7 in its own cage. But it could be 5, 6, or 8. So 4, 5, 6, or 8. I can't pencil mark that. It's just madness. I'm going to put X in. Okay. So this contains a 20 and a 30-something number, which hang on, that's big. That's important, isn't it? Because what I'm saying is there must be 2 high digits in here that don't include a 1. So there's a 20-something number and a 30-something number, but the 30-something number is not now the 8, so it must be the 9. So there is a 9 in one of these 3 cells, which means these are not, it means this is 5, I suppose. And these are not 9. And these are not 5. So this is a 1-4 pair. It looks weird on top of that other 4, doesn't it? So this 5 is a 17, 18, or 19 number. But one of these is a 4. Oh, but that just goes with the 1. It's not that 4. It's not that 4, Simon. Oh, but the other one is one of these. So doesn't it have to be 16? That feels right. Very difficult, this. I'm so sorry if you can see it all much more quickly than I can. What I'm thinking now is that one of these is 14. No, that's not what I was thinking. One of these is a 1 with a 4 underneath. The other is actually seems to have to be a 4 now. Now, why does it have to be a 4? That was to do with my logic around... Yeah, that was to do with my logic around 30-something numbers, where I think I now have to put 30-something numbers in here because I've got to... Yeah, so that is fair. I think one of these is a 4. Now, so the 4, it can't be the 15 rank, can it? Because there's a 5 in the cage, so it's got to be the 16 rank. No, but it can't be, because I've already used a 1 here. No, something has to... So there had to be a 30-something in here, didn't there? There did. Oh, I've gone wrong. Yeah, no, I've definitely gone wrong. I've got discombobulated here. I don't trust anything I've done. I'm going to go right back. I'm not sure even about the... Sorry. No, there's a problem. Houston, we have a problem. Let's go through that logic again. I know down here there must be a 10s number and a 30s number. Well, no, do I know that though? Yeah, I think I do. I think that's true. If there wasn't, these 5 all have to be double-digit numbers in order to accommodate the 6 double-digit numbers we know exist, and that's going to force 2 10-cell cages with only 1 0 available. So that's wrong. Have I missed a trick regarding availability of zeros? Like, why did we think 5 couldn't be associated with the number 20? That's true, because I've used up all my 2s, including this 2. Yeah, okay, that is correct. That is correct. There is only 1 0. So this has to have a 10s digit and a 30s digit. And it's going to consume 2 of the 6 high ranks, which means 4 of these 5 are high ranked. Now, once I got that one of these had to be a low rank then, i.e. a rank that is less than 10, my options were I could have had rank 9. I could have had rank 9 here with a 3 above it. Maybe I didn't think of that. You've got to be ever so careful with this. I don't think this could be rank 9 with a 3 above it, because that would prevent us having a 3 down here. So that's true. And this can't be... Well, if that was rank 4 with a 1 above it, then you couldn't put a 10s digit in. So it's true to say that this thing has a double... This is definitely a double-digit rank. So I'm going to notate that in a new and improved way. It is of that nature, where A is 1 or 3. Now, that means this digit is either... It's not 4, because we've already got a 4 in the K. Well, I want to think about that 4, because I need to rethink that 4, I think. That was driven off the fact that one of those digits has to be low. And it can't be 2. Or it can't give rise to a 2 in the grid, to be more precise. So it isn't... The single digit rank down there is not 5, 6, 7 or 8. So it is either the 4 giving rise to the 1, or the 9 giving rise to the 3. Now, why did I think it couldn't be the 9 giving rise to the 3? I don't know. Why did I think that? I thought I had very good reasons to think that, but I'm now beginning to question my sanity. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. So maybe that was bogus. Maybe that's why I'm getting a problem. A 9 here would give rise to a 3 in the grid. And there would be a oh no, I know why. No, no, it's not legitimate. Because there would be a 30-something down here. But that wouldn't repeat the 3 in the cage if the 3 was in those two. Oh, this is so complicated. Wow. Okay. Okay, so calm yourself down, Simon. So one of these digits is a 9 or a 4, which is impossible to pencil mark, giving rise to one of these digits being a 1 or a 3, meaning these 3 digits cannot have all 3 10s, 20s and 30s numbers, because I am now comfortable that there is a single digit 1 or 3 in one of these cells, which means this cage can accommodate a maximum of 2. This had a maximum of 2. So this must have 2, and so this still does have the 0 in it, which means it's still true to say one of these is 8, or to say one of these is 30, one of them is 20. So we can go 3, 2, 0, X here. I'm happy with that. And the 20 number that's giving rise, that's being driven here, is not giving rise to 5. So it's a 6. These digits here are from 6, 7 and 8, and one of them is an 8. Now, and I'll have used up one of these and this. So let's knock that out. That's now being used down here. Okay. How long have I had? An hour and a quarter. I've got 2 legitimate digits and a lot of complications. Okay. So, what do we do with that? I don't know. So I do know there's a 20-something digit here, and there's either a 10s digit or a 30s digit. And if it's a 30s digit, it will give rise to a 9 in one of those. But I mean, I've nearly used all my 2s. And one of these is still giving rise to a 1 or a 3 in one of these positions. So between these cells of this sort of intermediary box, I'm using all of the digits 1, 2 and 3. That seems to be true, doesn't it? There's no way I know what these sticky outy things are, is there? Don't know. Doubt it. I doubt it. Okay. So goodness only knows where we look next. I keep looking up the grid now, thinking maybe there's something clever we can do up there, but it just looks terrifying. It looks absolutely terrifying. I mean, I haven't. No, I don't want to do that. I find that too terrifying for us. Oh, I've just had a good thought. I actually have had a good thought. I have had a good thought. Oh, thank you for my good thought. Right. Here's my thought. Where's 1 in this box? The answer is not got a clue, really, but it doesn't seem to be able to be there. Yeah, that's okay, isn't it? So there must... It's not in the... Oh, actually, is it? Is X possibly 1? No. No, it's not. Because X is at 24, 25, 26, 27, or 28. So 1 is in one of those two cells. Now that means that's a 1 in the grid, which we know is associated with rank 4, which is here. Now that's different to what I had before. I had the 4 over here, so we have embarked upon a different chain of logic. That is not a 4 now here. There is a 1 in there. And right, so didn't I said one of these precisely had to give rise to a single digit clue above it. Now that's now going to have to be the 9. So one of these is 9 with 3 above it. And now... I don't know. One of these is 9 with 3 above it. And these squares now, which include a single 4 rank, they include a 10 and a 20 rank, not a 30 rank anymore. So a 10 and a 20 rank, and the 20 rank is giving rise to a 6 or a 7, and the 10 rank, well, the 10 rank is giving rise to a 4 or a 5. So if the 10 rank was here, it would have to be giving rise to a 5. But I don't know how to pencil mark this. Maybe I put the 4 in the middle down there. One of these is a 10, one of these is a 20. And wow. And I don't know what to do. One of these is a 1. One of these is a 3. One of these is a 9. So if one of those is a 9, how does that affect this? It means this doesn't give rise to 39. Well, sorry, it means this isn't a 30-something number, isn't it? Because that would give rise to another 9 in this cage. So this is a teenage number. This is a 1 and a something, which is going to be a lot of different things, I'm afraid. It could be a 5, a 6, a 7, 8, 9. It can't be a 9 because we've got 9 here. So it's 15, 16, 17 or 18. And this digit is a 4 or a 5. Now, So we're really getting... And that 1 is a real 1. That is a real boy. And then here, we're going to have a 30-something number now. So that 9 should be in the middle, according to my way of... I'm sort of... So this is R. So hang on. This is better, isn't it? Because now, this 30-something number, I know is 35 or 36. Oh, I must know which of those. Apparently I don't, do I? That's rotten. It's absolutely rotten. It's 35 or 36, giving rise to a... So this is a 3-9 pair now. And that's in this cage, so that's not a 9. I mean, it's tiny little ekes forward, isn't it? Okay, but where is the... Oh, no, be careful, Simon. No. This is a 7-cell cage with 2 high digits in its ranks, so it does need to have all 9 normal Sudoku digits. It doesn't have a 0, so it must have a 4, and that has to be there. I think. So this is 15 or 16 now. Right, but this is either 35 or 36. So between these 3 cells, I've used 5 and 6, which now can come out of these cells. So these are 7 and 8 for the 2 rank, so that's not 7 and 8 on the 2 rank over here. This digit has to be of this number that's coming this way is a 2 followed by a something. But we know this rank is lower than either of these. So that cannot be higher than 4. It's 1, 3, or 4. Ah, bobbins. That was nearly exciting. So let me check this, but 1, 2, 3 in the tens digit, 4, 5 and 6 in the units digit, 7, 8, 9 in the is a solitary number giving rise to a 3 above it. Okay, so this cage is sort of done. I mean, in the loosest possible way ever invented. And somehow or other, I'm meant to be able to do more with this. Yeah, good luck. This is not very easy at all. So I've got 3 and 9 in here. What does that limit? So I've used up this one. I know the 1 is in one of those. And in here, it's going to be some bonkers question, isn't it? Like, oh, that is almost the question, actually. This cage. Oh, no. Oh, that's so near. I was going to say, where's the 4 in it? And I was about to announce happily it was here by Sudoku. And then I realised that the X down here could be 24 if one of those could be 6 rather than 7. Wow. I mean, that's just viciously difficult. I mean, do I go to the trouble of pencil marking these 2 cells like to within an inch of their lives, or maybe those 3 cells? I know one of these is 8. I might as well. These are 1, 5, 6, 7, aren't they? Just by the row logic, because I know one of those is 8. And I know one of these is a 1. So I know this isn't a 1. So this is a 5, 6, or a 7, and it's in this cage. So I haven't put 0, but I know one of those is a 4. And I know this is a double-digit number. And I know it's giving rise to either, so it's either a 12 number or a 20 number. Okay, this can't be a 6, because if that's a 6, this is a 24, and I know the 4 is necessary here to give rise to a 1 above it. So that is not a 6, that is a 5 or a 7. And the 6, look, has come over here into these cells in row 9, which means it's not there. I mean, it's the most tiny deduction. Also, it means that x here is not 6, so we're not looking at that one. So maybe I replace x now before I forget. So we're looking at a 30 and either let me just do this slowly, otherwise I'll make a mistake and I will just hate myself. I think it's going to be a 25. It just said it can't be 26. It can't be 27 because that would give rise to a 7 in the same cage. But it could be... No, it can't be 28, can it? It can't be 28 because we've already got an 8 in the cage. So if it's 7 that's being given rise to here, it is exactly 25. Or it's a 6 with a 24, so that's seriously restricted. I've got it. I've got it. Because 6 is in this cage, in one of those 4 cells. So this is a 5 on the 2 count. And now that can't be 5, and 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 that can't be 5. And now this is 24, so I've used 4. Sorry, and let me mull this over. Does that make sense then? So this is 24, so this is now a 6-8 pair. And these are not 6. This is a 1-7 pair. Does that make sense? So this is a 5 by Sudoku. And this is a 9 by Sudoku. And this is a 3 by Sudoku. And this is a 9 by Sudoku. And the puzzle is practically finished. That is a complete joke. Do not, please do not go to the comments. He said it was completely finished and he had 8 hours to go. No, I'm well aware that I am indulging in hyperbole. Right. Oh, but I'm jolly excited about this though. I mean, what? Okay, so if this is 9, that's the 30. It's 35 or 36. Don't know which. And if this is 3, if that's 3, that is 9. That is definitely right. So one of these is going with a 7, but it's not in its own cage. And it can't be 25 because we've had a 5. So it's either... Oh dear, it could be lots of things. That's incredible. All right, let's try the 5 instead then. The 5, this is definitely a 1 and a 7, 8, or 9. I really want to use the 9 in the bottom row, but it's obviously there's no Sudoku going on in the bottom row. 9 is in one of those 3 cells by Sudoku. So one of these is a 2. It's going with 7. And it's 6, 7, or 8 as the... So, and does this make sense? Well, that can't be 9. 9 has already made a little appearance, look, in this cage. So we do have these 2. One of these is 4. One of these is 6, 7, or 8, going with the 2 to make a 7 in the grid. and one of these is a 4 with a 1 above it. And that's taken me 90 minutes, and I still haven't really got to the bottom of this, have I? I know sometimes people comment on these puzzles that they take, they take the lessons learned from these especially the long videos where I'm completely and utterly bamboozled for most of it, but then hopefully at the end there is a finished puzzle as a sort of something that's useful to think about in your own lives. I really hope that's true, because it feels so intractable at points like this that even though I've made a bit of progress, I don't see what I can do from here. I'm terrified I'm meant to go and look further afield. Okay, do I know? I think I've correctly pencil marked this 4 with 15 or 16. That I understand. I understand this bit, so I can delete that bit. I've got a 9 here with a 35 or 36. That looks reasonable. I've got I know where the 30 roughly goes. It's either there or there. I don't know which one. Okay, now the 7 is just brutal. I think that's got so many options still. But I suppose, I think I'm going to have to start to get rid of this now, because oh, hang on. I think I accidentally deleted things I had no right to delete. And somehow, some way, there must be a way of considering this and making progress. What is that way? Good question. Not got a clue. I know that I can't really do my trick here, I don't think. Well, it's less clear. I mean, I can do that. Oh, well, I can do that as well, but obviously that's in the sense that any DOM, it doesn't matter whether it's got cages or not, but any rank combined with its first digit will have a low digit in it. But this cell obviously doesn't have to be in the cage, so that could absolutely be a low digit and this not be a low digit. So it wouldn't sort of consume. I've only got 3 low digits maximum to play with in that 8-cell cage because it's a single cage, and I know I'll use 2 of them in there, but it doesn't mean one of these couldn't be low now, because this could be low, although maybe that, no, oh, with the 2 here I was wondering whether that's actually true. Oh, I mean, I'm terrified of having that is what I'm meant to do. I'm meant to consider like how to allocate low digits. You see, it's an 8-cell cage, isn't it? So it could only 2 of these could be double-digit numbers. And if there were 2 double-digit numbers here, one of them would end in a 0. Yeah, it is going to be something like that, isn't it? I am going to have to think about it. I just don't want to. Oh. Is there anything easier I can do? Like, what do we know about these? One of these is 30. So if that was 30, that would be 8. And 30 is the second lowest of the 8 digits. Now that would sort of make sense. That's quite a low number. But if this was 6, this would be 24, which is the highest of the 6 numbers. That seems much less likely. And that would be 8, which would mean this would be 30. So this would be 8, 6. That would push up the 8 digits. It's much more likely, I think, that this is 8. Yeah, and then that would be 6, and then we get 6, 8 starting the biggest 6 number, which would make a lot more sense than 6, 4, say, starting the biggest 6 number. Ooh, tiny, the most tiny of tiny points I will make. No, and it's not true, so I'm not making it. Totally and utterly bogus. I was about to claim this couldn't be a 4 because this couldn't be a 9, but it would actually, because this is a lower rank, that would have to be low, and it would be lower, so that would be higher. So what I was about to say was absolute drivel. We're going to have to do it, aren't we? We are going to have to come up here, I think. Or unless it's this one. But this one. I don't know. I mean, that one looks terrifying. I'm going to try this one first, although I don't really relish the idea of it. So, what are we going to do? How are we going to approach this? Okay. Okay, well here is a small point actually. If this was, so obviously on this domino, we know from the principles that we established down here that one of these digits at least is low. Could this be low? Well, to be low, it can't be 2. So it would be 1 or 3. Now, if that was the case, if it was 1, we know this digit can't be 4, don't we? Because the 4 and the 1 were hypothecated down here. So if this was 1, this would have to be a 2 or a 3, and I would have used 2 low digits on that, and then I would use a third one on that. So this would have to be high. This would have to be, I want to say that would have to be a 2, actually. That wouldn't work. Oh, golly, that's very difficult to explain. I will try and explain it as Maverick flies over again. Maverick's even lower than usual. Sorry about this. If this was 1, because this couldn't be 4, it would be a second low digit. So we've now used up 2 of the 3 low digits that exist maximally in this 8-cell cage. We know there must be a low digit on here as well. So I want to think about this one, because there are no low digits in the cage left. This digit has to be, it can't be a 10, 20 or 30 number as a result of not being able to include a 1, 2 or 3 in its count. So it has to be, it can't be anything that gives rise to a 1 or a 2. So it would have to be 9, but 9's already giving rise to a 3 over here. You just can't fill this. So actually that's huge. That's huge. That tells us, well, is it huge? Actually, it might not be huge. It tells us that on this domino, this is where the 1, 2 or 3 digit goes. Now, well, it can't be a 1 on its own, because that would give rise to a second 1. If it was a, in fact, if it's low, don't I just run into exactly the same problem I've outlined? Yeah, if this is actually like a low digit, like literally the digit 2, then I'm going to run into exactly that problem again, because this will be a 1, and that's exactly the problem we just analysed. Hang on, and does that apply? Hang on, I might have missed something here. What if... No, it's true if this is a 1. Everything I've said is true if this is a 1, but I didn't analyse what happens if this is a 3. If this is a 3, then this can't be a 9 because of this. The 9's already gone. So this is 10, 11, which is impossible as a rank, or 12. But they're using up 2 low digits as well. That uses up the 3rd low digit. This would have to give rise. Yeah, there's no way. You can't, it's just the same problem. It's the same problem. So it is true that this is a double-digit number. Again, if it was 1, 2, or 3, we're putting 2 low digits and we just can't do it. So this is a double-digit number, but I don't know of what nature it is. I really don't, do I? How do we ever know what that? I suppose that digit then. I mean, it's got an absolute plethora of possibilities. Not 8. Or is that true now? Oh, no, hang on, I don't know. No, no, it can be 8. All that logic we did in the bottom row and all those tables I built up here were expressly to deal with the necessity of putting these digits into the bottom row and the implications of that. So I can't use the fact that I can't say this can't be 8 because it would be a 30. If this was 8, this could be a 32. And that would be potentially fine. Oh, bother. So I know that this is a sort of A to the B type situation. Okay, but does that logic... Is this also... Oh, hang on. If this was A to the B, that would be... Oh, that would be interesting. I used 10 digits in the box. Hang on. Everything I've just said for that domino must apply to that domino as well. How could it not? The logic's symmetrical. So this one, which also needs a low digit on it, has sort of an X and a Z on it. Or an X and a... I'll make it X and Y. Oh, why won't it let me do Y? There. So now I've got 10 digits in this box, and this is a weird digit because that has to be a solitary digit now. Otherwise I'd have 11 digits in the box. So this cell... Oh, this is confusing, isn't it? It can't give rise to a 2. So it's not 5, 6, 7, or 8. So this is... It's 1, 2, or 3 if it's giving rise to a 1. It can't be 4 because 4's happened down here giving rise to a 1. It can't be 5, 6, 7, 8, and it can't be 9. So it's giving rise to a 1, and that's another digit in the grid. But that doesn't mean this can't be a 1. This absolutely could be a 1 because these aren't in the same cage. Okay. So one of these is a 0 number. One of these is, and we know 30 has been hypothecated to the bottom, so it's not 30, it's either 10 or 20. 10 would give rise to a 3 in the grid. And 20 would give rise to a 5 in the grid. So one of these... but one of them is not... dear, I don't know how to do this. Oh, no, I do. I do know how to do it. Oh, it's lovely, actually. No, that's, I mean, in the whole panoply of logical steps that we've taken in the puzzle, this is, that's less brutal than some of the steps. In this cage, this 8-cell cage, I've used all the low numbers. This is a low number. Tens digit here is a low number. The tens digit here is a low number. So I can't have any more 1s, 2s, and 3s in these cells. So I can't use a 10 clue here giving rise to a 3. There'd be too many low digits. So it's got to be a 20. So one of these is a 20 giving rise to a 5. And therefore this is not a 2. And that 5, look at that, it doesn't do anything. You think it would do something, but it doesn't want to. It's most recalcitrant. Now, so the other digit down here is either a 30-something number, which would give rise to an 8 or a 9 in here, or it's a teenage number, which would have to give rise to a 4, because it can't give rise to a 3, we'd have too many low digits. So these digits are a tiny, 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 tiny bit restricted. And so one of these is 20. I might as well put that in. I mean, it's difficult to record it, but one of those is 20. So 2 is not in any of those. Wow, I don't know. Hang on. Oh, I've just got a deduction. Oh, that's rather good. Right, I've got a deduction. How could that be 6? I'd neglected the fact that if this was 6 and this was 8... Oh, no, that works. No, I'm wrong. I keep doing my logic the wrong way around. I was thinking that would be a problem, but actually it's the correct. It's going in the correct direction. Bother. All right, I'm going to do a different deduction. I've put 8 up here as a possibility. That's not possible, I don't think. Because 8, how do you generate an 8 from a rank perspective? You can't use 29 because we've already got a 20 as one of those ranks. So you'd have to use 30 is impossible, you've already used the 0. 31 would use 2 low digits and break that one. And 32 is impossible. You can't put 8 in these. So, botheration, I don't know then. That's still bad. So one of these is 20, giving rise to a 5. So if there was a tens digit in here, it would have to be, I think it would have to be 14 or 16 perhaps. No, 14 wouldn't work because that would give rise to a 4 in the same cage. So that's quite interesting actually. So if there is a 4 in one of these, this is 16. Okay, so what we should do, I think, Just get rid of everything here. The options are, 20 is definitely in one of them. If it's a 4 here, it's 16. If it's a 9 here, then it's 30. It can't be 33. 32 is for 8s. It could be, if it's a 9, could it be 34? It couldn't be 35 because there's a 5 in one of those. So it would be 34. If it's a 9, it's 34 or 36. So the actual digits that we've used here are quite limited. Yeah, that's it. That's done it. I mean, that's so hard. I cannot tell you. But where is 7 and 8 in this little thing now? Just let me think about that again. There is no possibility of 27s and 28s. 17s and 18s would give rise to a second 5. I mean, well, I suppose if I'd asked the perfect question then, which is, could you put 17 or 18 in here? Or 7s and 8s in here, I might have got it a different way. But actually, you can see how important that is now by Sudoku. So this one is now the 30 clue. And this one is now the 24 clue. And, well, that was not the way round I thought that was going to go, actually. Yeah. Right. Look at this clue now going up. I mean, it's not clued, but this is 8-2, this number. This is 8-6. So, but there's only one rank 8 that begins with an 8 that's lower than 30, and that's 29. So that's 29. So every other 8 we find in the grid has to have at least a 6 after it. Now, what can we do with that, I hear you ask? And the answer is, don't have a Scooby-Doo. Oh dear. I'd really love to know how this cage resolved itself. How has this helped me, this stuff down here? The 24 digit, which is the biggest 6 number, is now quite a small number, actually. So any 6 that I put in the grid, in the perimeter, has to have a relatively low digit after it. So, is it something to do with where 6 goes in this column or something? Say that was a 6. This would have to be lower than that digit. So it would have to be 1, 2, or 3. No, I don't think it's doing anything. I'm not sure, but I don't think it's doing anything. The lowest 3 digit is at least 36 at the start. So every 3 in the grid on the perimeter has to have a big digit after it. Yeah, that's interesting. Okay, I don't know how to pencil mark that, but in column 9, where's the 3? It seems to be able to be in a lot of places, actually. Oh, actually, no, it can't be in the corner, because it would make a 3-1 starting digit, and that's impossible, because 3-6 is the minimum, so it's not there, actually. So it's in one of those 3 cells, and on its left, it's got to have a 9, I think. Because actually, that's important. That's important for a different reason. Yeah. So where's 3 in column 9? Don't know. But if it's in one of these, well, it is in one of these. The digit on its left has to be at least a 6, but it can't be a 6, and it can't be a 7 or an 8. So it would have to be a 9. So there's going to be a 3-9 there, a 3-9 there, or a 3-9 there. So there is a 9 in one of these 3 cells in column 8. Now that means, remember this box has all the digits in it. Where's the 9? Well, it's got to be here, along with its friend the 5. So this is now 5-9 pair, and therefore this is a 30-something number, which means this is a 1. So this is the lowest 1 number. These don't have 1 in. They have exactly 20 and either 34 or 36 as their friend. Okay, where's 6? Where's 6 in this box? It's not there. It's not there. So it's actually 30. It's not 34. It's 36 and 20 here. And these digits are now known, and they are a 478 triple. This is not a, oopsie, that's not a 4, so that's really limited. That's even lower now for the 24 clue. And this is the lowest 1 clue. That's the lowest 5 clue, so that's not very surprising. This is low. Hang on. Nearly. Well, no. How can this possibly be 6-1? If this big number begins 6-1, it means all the 6 numbers begin 6-1, because this is the biggest 6 number. So if this is 6-1, where am I putting 6 in column 9? I haven't put it in yet. It's going to have to be in one of those 3 cells, and it has to have a 1 on its left. But this would be a 1. It can't have it. That's got to be a 3. Sorry, that's actually quite... I mean, I'm not to say it's easy, but it's not easy, but it's not as bad as some of the deductions are. So now, didn't I say 3 was in one of those cells? Yes, 3 has to have a big number on its left. So we said 3 was in one of these with a 9 on its left. Well, 3 is not there now. So 3 is in one of these. 9 is in one of these. This is now 5. This is a 9. That's going to tell us the ordering of this, which isn't really going to matter because of Sudoku. You know, we can't Sudoku this digit. This is a 36. And this is not. This is a 20. So this number right, so this number is not 36. That's 35 apparently. So this number's not 35, that's 16. So we've now got 35 and 36 for the 9s. There's going to be a 9 here and a 9 here. 9 could obviously go in the corner. And I don't know what that means. This can't be a 9 because there's a 9 in one of those. This column has a lot of digitage in it. We have not put in 1, 2, 1, 1, 2 and 5 into those. So that is a bit restricted, look. That can't be 1. And that can't be 2. Nine is looking at this digit, which I didn't see. So that's a 9 by Sudoku. Come on. What do I need to complete this box then? 4 is the other digit. 1, 4, 5, 7. Oh, what's that? Nearly. 4 or 7 into that one. What about that one? 1, 4, 5, 7. And what do we know about digits like 4 and 7? We know that that one is 16. That's the biggest 4 number. So if that was a... Oh, no, that doesn't put much pressure on it at all. These digits here are 1, 2, 5, 9, and they're not 5 because of this. Wow. Oh, that's the garage. Hang on a sec. Okay, I'll never remember to edit that out, but when did that happen? 2 minutes. 2 minutes and 3 seconds into the recording. Right, hang on. And I've got to go and pick up the car in an hour. Am I going to finish this in an hour? I could well not do. I could well not do. Although I did just make some progress, so let's not be too hasty. It is quite interesting to look at. I mean, it's not that surprising in a full rank puzzle if you're trying to design it, which Last for One has clearly done, to be solvable. Like this 6 here being the highest 6 and yet only being followed by a 3. This is going to be the highest 6 number. That's all but the highest 9 number. That's the lowest 3 number, which is also a big old number. Who knows with the 5s? I can't seem to have resolved this either. Sorry. Let me just... How do we do this then? I don't know. 2, 3, 5. Yeah. If this is a 1... I don't think you can put 1 in any of those cells. So that wouldn't work. Oh, that would do it. Well, that wouldn't do a lot, but it would make this a 5. It would make that a 2. But if this is a 1, what I was thinking about was which one of these could be 1 going vertically. And none of them, I don't think, work very well. If this was a 1 and you put the 1 here above the 2, that definitely doesn't work. Because this would be a number that would be the 7th or 8th rank, so nearly the biggest 2 rank, that would begin 2, 1, but that number begins 2, 3, so that definitely doesn't work. If this is 4, 1, this is meant to be the biggest 4 ranker. Actually, I've just seen a way that could work, but it doesn't actually. I was going to say, where's 1 in row 1 if you do that? Sorry, not where's 1, where's 4? 4 in this row would have to have a 1 beneath it. So the only place you could put it, and this is what I didn't spot, was here. It could have worked there. But it wouldn't work because if this is a 4, that number going horizontally would be bigger than a 4-1 number. And that would mean this wasn't the biggest 4 number, so that doesn't work. And if this is 9, 1, don't I have the same problem again in this row? I've got to put, there's the 34 and the 33 rank number, one of which is in this row, because this is the 36 rank number, has to begin 9, 1. I can't put the 9 anywhere. So I think none of those is 1. I think that, yeah, so the way to do it is to pencil mark that. That would have been the way to do it, which I didn't see. But that's a 5 now. This is a 2. These are not 2s. This is not, this is a 1, 9 pair. 5 is in one of those. Oh, come on. You can't be serious. You cannot be serious, man. Oh, no. Okay, here's a question. I'm not sure this is going to do much, but this is 2, 4 going across here. This number here is now bigger than 4 because it can't be 1 anymore, and it can't be 2 or 3 or 4, so it's at least 2, 5. So this rank is higher, so that's 8, and that's 7. Yeah. Oh, wait. That's such, no. Nearly. Oh, wait a sec. Hang on. No, this is good. Right, this is good, because there's a 2 here. That is the last 2 in the perimeter, because this counts twice. It's in the row 1. It's in column 1 and row 9. So that is the missing 2 rank, which is 6. And that needs to be bigger than this number and smaller than a 2, 4 number. Well, so it's got to be a 4 there. And actually, 7 or 8. Oh, that works. Bother. Okay. Well, it still got me another digit. And the 1 number, the lowest 1 number now begins 1, 4. The lowest 1 number now begins 1, 4. And whichever one of these is 4 is giving birth to the highest 1 number. So if that was 1, that would have to, well, it wouldn't have to be anything. If that's 1, everything would sort of make sense, wouldn't it? Because that would be the biggest 1 number, and it would begin with 1, 9, so that's probably what it is. Okay, should we pencil mark column 9? What do we need there? 3, 4, 6, 7? And we know that this isn't 3 or 4. This is a 6, 7 in the corner. No memeing. Thank you. Oh, that would work. I was thinking, could it be... I remembered 6 was somehow restricted, but 6 is restricted on the low side, so a 6 in the corner looks quite good there. So it would have a 6, 2 there and a 6, 1 vertically. And we know the 3 here is going with a 9 horizontally, don't we? So 9, 5. Golly gosh, I don't know. Well, this is tricky, isn't it? It's still being recalcitrant. There's probably some epically good question I can ask now about one of these numbers and its rank. But what I'm keep finding myself doing is just going around the same loops over and over again. Okay, this has to be low. Oh no, that's fine. It is going to be lower, isn't it? Well, almost certainly. 20 is the biggest 5 rank. That's not interesting at all. Wow, I don't know. Maybe we've got to go over here. That's a terrifying thought. It's a terrifying thought. What have we now used? Well, if we're going to make this into a 10-digiter, it's got 8 cells already, so it could only have... It could have the 10 clue in it. It would have to have the 10 clue in it, one of those, or 10 clue. I mean, it's this thing is true again, isn't it? None of those can be a 2. So that feels like it ought to do something. So 1 and 3. What do we know about 1 and 3? Well, one thing we know. Oh no, this is right. This is big. This is big. It's a bit similar to this one, actually. I just am too slow to pick up on this. But there's a problem here. Not a problem, but there's an implication for filling these digits. Well, one of them has to be a 1 or a 3 at least. Because if these didn't include 1s and 3s, if none of these was a 1 or a 3, these would all be from 4 or higher, and these would all be double-digit numbers for rank purposes, and there would be 11 digits in the box, which is impossible, because we'd repeat a digit. Even with 10 digits at our disposal, we can't have 11 digits. So at least one of these is a 1 or a 3. But here's the question. Whichever one is a 1 or a 3 has an additional implication, because a 1 is going to have a 2 or a 3 above it, and a 3 is going to have a tens digit above it, like I suppose it could be the number 10. So doesn't this have to have 10 digits, or am I being dense? Okay, let's ask the question differently. How would it only have 9 digits? How would it not use the number, the rank 10? If it didn't use the rank 10, how would we ever achieve that? Then it could have one teenage number up here, which means it would have to have 1 and 3 beneath it. But the moment it has 1 and 3 beneath it, these have to include... If it has 1 and 3 beneath it, one of these is low for the 1 clue. The 3 clue is also got to be a 10, 11 or 12 number. Which uses up. And what would you put into the other one then? You'd have to put a double-digit number, because you can't. There's no way you can put a 2 in any of these cells. So it's not possible. It's not possible to keep this down to 9 digits. I'm just going to recapitulate that to absolutely double check that I think it's true. So if this only has 9 digits in it, that means exactly one of these is a double-digit number, which means exactly 2 of these are single-digit numbers. And what is the implication for the rank? Well, you can't do it, actually. That's the simplest way of saying it. You can't do it. Because if 2 of these are single-digit numbers, given that 9 is not available, giving rise to a 3, one of these would give rise to a 2, which is impossible. So there are 10 digits in here, and the only way there's 10 digits if you use 0, and if the only way you can use 0 is to use the remaining 0 ranked digit, which is a 10 number. So one of these is a 10, giving rise to a 3 in one of those cells. I have no idea how to pencil mark that. But the 10 number, let's just put it in like this. The 10 number uses a 1. And that's definitely in the cage. Oh, I'm getting so confused now. I can't put 2 in here. I could still put 3 in here. Oh, can I put 3 in? 36 has gone. 33 is always illegal as a rank in a cage. I could maybe put 34 in there with a 9 beneath it. Maybe. Oh, I can feel I'm getting tired now. That's bad, isn't it? It's bad when you have done less than half the puzzle. Okay. So, what does that mean? So if I was to put a 20-something number in there, or maybe it's better to think about, if you don't put a 1, yeah, one of these has to be a 1 actually, doesn't it? I hadn't appreciated that, but because the 3 is taking the 10 up, if one of these wasn't a 1, the other 2 digits up in the yellow here would also be double-digit numbers. So one of these is a 1, and that's going to have a 2 or a 3 above it for its rank. So now, okay, this is very difficult to explain, but I will try. Now, I'm now claiming that 2 of these vertical struts contain 2 low digits, because whichever one of these is a 3 has a 1 above it, and whichever one of these is a 1 has a 2 or a 3 above it. How could they be there? If they are there, I've used 2 low digits here on this strutty thing. I'm not sure though now. Sorry, I'm getting very confused. If I was to do that, I could only I would have to have a 20. Yeah, I'm going to run out. Yeah, I run out of. Yeah, no, it's fine. It's obvious actually. I run out of low digits on the other one because 2 of these would have complete low digits. Let's imagine it's those 2. Then you can see these 3 digits are all entirely low. There's no low digit at all to put in this cell. So this has to be a low number. Yeah, this couldn't be 10, 20 or 30. This has to be low, which would make this low. It just doesn't work. So this has to not be a 2 low digit domino strut. I mean, I don't think I've explained that brilliantly, but I can see it's true. So let's do it again. If that was a 2-digit, so let's imagine it's a 3 with a 1 0 above it. We know one of these is going to be a 1 with a 2 or a 3 above it, which would have to be a 2 in this case. So these have taken all the low digits. So this cannot be low now at all, which means it's not a 10, 20 or a 30 number. But now this number has to be giving rise to a number here that is neither 1, 2 or 3, and yet it would see all of them. It just doesn't work. So this is, well, this is interesting. So this is a 1-3 pair. One of these is 10, one of these is 2 or 3. I mean, it's mad pencil marking. And this number is either a 20 number, this digit here is either a 20 number or a 30 number, depending on what the rank of the 1 is in these cells. And if it's a 20 or a 30 number, what do we know about this digit? We know it can't be the 20. It can't be a 5, because this is the biggest 5 number, so it's at least a 6. It's a 6. Oh, no, it could be 6. I was forgetting that 6. I'm still got in my brain that 6 is always 24, but that was only in the bottom row. So it could be 6. Okay, but now, okay, that's interesting. So there is a digit here that's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9. There might be certain things that can't be. For it to be, no, it could be, I was going to say it can't be 24, but it could be 34, so I think it could be a 4. 25, it can't be 35. 26, 27, 28, 29. Oh dear. How is that not restricted? Mad. And nearly. Actually, that really nearly worked, because now I know 1, 2, and 3 have been hypothecated in this cage to these 3 cells. I know, and I know 0's up here as well. So these digits. Oh, hang on, where is 4? That's it. Where's 4? Hang on, that's an absolutely huge. That's huge. Where's 4 in this cage? This 4 and this 4. It can't, by Sudoku, it's not there, but it has to appear. So it's got to be there. And then it can't be 24, because 24's gone. I can't remember where there. So this is 34. It's exactly 34. And therefore this is 9. And these digits, hang on, so now hang on, this is big. This is big, because now there's a 2 above a 1 in one of these positions. And 2, 3, 4. So these digits are 5, 6, 7, and 8. Bother. Okay, no, where's 2 in box 1? I would take that. Where's 4 in box 1? I would take that. 4, 2. This is not 5 by Sudoku. I've rarely been as excited to do Sudoku as that. Yeah, that's a valid question. Yes, is it? Yes. Where's that digit in this box? The answer, I think, is it can't repeat in its cage, and it's not equal to 1, 2, 3, or 4. It must make an appearance, so it's that one, which means these 2 digits are the same. That's very annoying, because unfortunately, you seem to be able to go into either of those cells. But Oh dear. I don't know. Good grief. What's that digit? That's on a 4 line, which has to be its biggest total. Yeah, but okay. Okay. No, that's the wrong question. The right question is look at column 2. Where are the low digits in column 2? The 1s, 2s and 3s. This isn't 1, 2 or 3. It sees 2 and 3 and it sees a 1 pencil mark. So this is quite a high digit. It's 5, 6, 7, 8. So this is 1, 2 and 3. I've got a... Okay. So this is 1 or 3. Okay, here's a different question. Where are 1 and 4 in row 8? I've got this 1, 4 thing going on, so they're not in those cells. So there's only 2 cells they can be in. So one of them is here, and one of them is here, and that must do something. So these digits are from 5, 6, 7, and 8. And that's unbelievable. Is that unbelievable? Yes. Yes, it is. Sorry, I don't. Goodness me. Wow. Okay. So somehow or other, I've got to figure out something different. I don't know. I realise I've stopped talking as well. It's not. It's because I don't understand what to do. Do I know anything about 4s in the world? I know this. Oh, sorry, I knocked the microphone. I know this is the biggest 4. Okay, so this is the biggest 4. So this can't be an 8, can it? Because then this vertical will be lower than that horizontal. So that is not an 8. And similarly, this is not a 5 because it'll make that bigger. Aha, there's a tiny bit of a deduction there. So the biggest 4 begins 4, 6, 4, 7 or 4, 8. And if this is 7, that is 8. 5 in the column is now in this domino. So 5 is not in that cell, which might matter. If this was a 1, that feels unlikely. There would be at least 1, 6. Now, where are all my 1 clues going on in the world? The thing is, that could be a 1, 9, couldn't it? That's a 1, 4. And if that's a 1, I'd have to put a 1 in this column, which would have to be bigger than 1, 6. Oh, it could go there, though. Oh, no. Oh, that's nearly impossible. Okay, let's try the 1 there instead. If that's 1, oh, then I'd have a 1, 9. Is that possible? Hang on, let me think about that. So if this is a 1, the second highest one would be a 1, 6 or a 1, 7 or 1, 8, but the third highest, which would be this one, would be 1, 9. So but that would be okay here if this was the one. Wouldn't be okay if this was the one, because that would be 1, 4, 9. 1, 4, 9. Oh, wait just a moment. Ah, no, that's okay. No, it really isn't. No, it's not okay. Hang on, how can this be a 1? If this is a 1, this is a 4, remember. This is the highest rank 1 digit, and it would go 1, 4, 9. So every other 1 needs to be lower than that. Now that would be lower. But whichever one of these was 1 is going to have a 6 after it. At least that's bigger than that, surely. Is that messed up, or is that correct? Feels correct. I don't think that can be a 1. I think that's got to be a 7. So 7, 4, 1. Now that's doing things. 1, 4. Well, it did something for a moment, and then it stopped doing things. Well, now this is a 4. This is not a 4. This is 26, 27, or 28. And it's giving rise to a 7, 1 number, so there has to be something lower than this that begins with 7, even if this was 26. I think that could be it, couldn't it? 719 going down there, 71 something. Oh, so yeah, that's gonna be okay. Okay, that's probably not it then. 1, 6, 7, 8. And the fact this is 7. Or maybe it's actually, here's something I've not thought about for a while. There's a 31 and a 32 8 number that have to be massive. They're at least 8, 6. So maybe that's an 8 then. Oh no, that could be an 8. 8 in the top row, wherever that goes, has to have quite a big digit under it. Okay, wow, I don't know then. Wow. Wow. Okay, and now this has become 1, 9. All the pressure's been sort of released from the digit 1, hasn't it? This is 3, 6 at least, is the lowest 3 number. Oh, and there's a 3, 9 number over there. Do you remember that? That's, I don't know where it goes, but it does exist over there. And I don't know what its rank will be. But it will be an 11 or a 12 rank. And so actually, I'm wondering, this might be wrong though, and then I'm going to feel like an absolute... Oh, hang on. No, this is much easier. The biggest 6 number is 6, 3. So if that's a 6, that's 6, 5. That's not right. So this has come down. This is 7 or 8. It probably goes here, but I don't... If it didn't, this would be a 1, 3 pair. That feels wrong. Don't I get into trouble with 1? No, I do. That's impossible. Right. Oh, so this has been available for age as well. Where are 1 and 3 in this box? They can't start the row. Because whether it was a 3, 1, 3, 1 would be lower than this number, which is the lowest 3 number, or a 1, 3, well, that's lower than the lowest 1 number. So this is 1 or 3. And now That is not. So that one is 6, 7, or 8. It can't be 5 by my pencil marking. So that digit's the same as that digit. You think that would do something? Oh, hang on. That digit is now not that digit. So that's going to get me 5. Okay, that's good. So this digit is not 5 anymore. It has to be this great big digit. Let's actually make it fully purple. That now is 5. So, how does that help us? The answer is, oh, that's now got to be the purple digit, because this is not the purple digit. It's in the same row as the purple digit. Oh, that's interesting, isn't it? So if you look at the 9s now, these two begin with the same, it's either 9 7s or they begin with 9 8s. And then that's low, so that makes sense. That's not going to put any pressure on this digit. And this is 2 5, which is, oh, that's the highest 2, so we're not going to really learn anything from that, because that's the next lowest, 2 4. Goodness, okay. So what, if anything, do we do with this? I don't know. I haven't got a clue. I don't know, I'm afraid. 6 3 5. Right. This can't be a 6. Because if that was a 6, the biggest number I could make going across would be 6 3 1. And that's lower than that number. Yet this is the... Oh, no, that's right. Oh, I tell you, it's so easy to make a mistake here. It's so easy to make a mistake. Oh, okay, I'll change my tune. If that was an 8, then surely I've seen... Yeah, this is the 29 8. This would be a 31 or 32 ranker, and it would definitely be lower than the 8 6, so that's not 8. So I just reverse my logic. Right, now that digit's got to find a home here, which is now in this cell. That puts less pressure on the 3 clue. Wow. We've got a 5 clue here. Where are all my 5 clues? Okay, I've got 20 there. I've got a 17 or an 18 here. I've got a something there. And I've got something in the top row that I just don't know where it goes. So 5 clues are probably not the way forward, but who knows? Have we got... I mean, it's still not easy, this. I refuse to admit it's easy. How long have I'm going to be 3 hours doing this at least, aren't I? 4:30. I've got to leave in about 30 minutes. I don't think there's any way. I don't think there's any way I'm going to get through this in that time. I need to have some sort of like massive epiphany. Which is easier said than done. It's very hard for me to know what to focus on here. Okay, what about... Let's think about 1s and 3s. Is it something to do I worked out, didn't I? I didn't... The lowest one number is a 1, 4. So how could these be 1? They can't. So the one in what is in one of those two cells in column thingy. Now, but I don't know. I don't know if that's tricky or not, to be honest. I know the lowest 3 number. So that's quite interesting. So if this is a 3, it's got to be more than this, hasn't it? But then 3 in this column couldn't be in those cells because that wouldn't make enough of a difference. So 3 would have to be here. So if this is 3, this is 3. And then we'd have a 3, 9 over here, which would be the biggest 3 number. And 10. I don't know, that might be okay actually. There's probably some genius reason that prevents any of this from being correct, but I don't know what it is. Is it this number 4 something 2? We know that digit. Oh yeah, I think we looked at that earlier, the relationship between these two digits. Oh, we've got a 4, 5, 9 over there. Does that care? Do we care about that? Well, that's always going to be bigger than that, so not really. We've got a 2, 4 number here. It's really hard to know where to focus, actually. Like, where's the weak point in the puzzle at this juncture? Let's see. Where do we think it is? It could be just about anywhere. I mean, I haven't looked at this clue. I refuse to. This clue is going to be designed for that row at a point where it could only be 11, 22 or 33. That is not a pleasant thought, is it? No, that's madness. 9 is in one of those 3. So, okay, maybe that's important. It's not though, is it? It's just not. This is 34, so 9 can absolutely be lower. The only trouble would be if this was 9. If that's 9, I feel like this couldn't be 8, so it'd be 9, 7. 9, 7, 9, 7, and this would have to be 9. Oh, how would that work? Maybe that can't be 9. I don't think... Am I wrong about that? If that's 9, it's the 33rd rank, so it's the lowest 9. So if it was 9, 8, this should be bigger than it, and it couldn't be. So it would have to be 9, 7. But then this would have to be 9, 8 to be bigger than it. But that would be 9, 7, and that should be bigger than it still. So this is not 9. I mean, it's a tiny deduction. But I think we're at the stage almost where these are the sorts of things we're having to consider. So 9 is in one of two places in box 5 now, because in row 4, I suppose that's the way to this. Row 4, 9's only got 2 positions to go into. 9 in maybe Sudoku is where I'm meant to devote my time. Oh, look, it's actually not such a bad idea. What are these digits? 2, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, but we know so little about these columns, it's comical. Okay, come on, Simon. You can do it. You can. Come on, Simon. You can do it. Just got to think and not be so. Your brain needs to stop being recalcitrant. Naughty brain. What on earth is it that I meant to focus on here? Do we think this is going to be an 8, or do we think it's going to be a 7? I don't know. If it was a 7, then this clue would begin 5, 8, 6. And it wouldn't. Oh, that would be difficult. Oh, it can't be that. Oh, you're kidding. It is that. Hang on. This is actually important. I mean, that is so difficult to see. This digit, what's the highest value it's got? I'm going to claim 6. And yet this is the biggest 20 number. So if this was 5, 8, this number would begin 5, 8, 7, 6, and it would be bigger than this, because this can't be 7, 8, or 9. That's ridiculous. I mean, that's so hard to see. That is not 8. So this is 8. That is 8. Come on. Please. Please help me. Please let that do things. Please. What has that done? Has it done anything? It might have done. I'm not sure. I really am not sure. I feel like it's probably done something. That's a 7 now by Sudoku. Maybe that's what it's done. Oh, maybe it has, actually. Yeah, okay, I get some digits here. What are they? 3, 5, 6. So Sudoku might be coming to my rescue. This is not a 3. It didn't come to my rescue really very hard, did it? 2, 4, 8 here. That's not 8. Okay. Oh, well, it was still exciting. I'm still pleased with that deduction. So this 20 clue now does begin 5, 7. And it begins 5, 7, 2, or 4. So if this was 7, this would be higher, and that can't be true. So that is 6. That's 7. That's 7. Oh, bother. Okay, no. That's 6. So this is a 5, 7 pair. That is not 6. This 7 knocks 7 out of those cells, but also it's in a cage, don't forget. That is, okay, that's doing something, because then that's now 18, which means this one is 26 of all things. So that's 26. So there's only one 7-digit lower than this. And that's probably that one, isn't it? 7, that's going to be higher. Yeah, hang on. Oh, I don't know, actually. Oh, golly. There probably is something we can do with those 7 digits, actually. I can't see quite how to do it. But that's 3, 7. That's the lowest. It was 3, 6 before. Yeah, that's it. That's it, right. This number is 3, 7. So that's the lowest 3 number. So if that was 3, it wouldn't work. So that's 1. And that's... No, it didn't do it! What? Well, it's 3 in the corner. That's 3 in the spotlight, losing its... Why? Is it... That's why. The computer thinks that's the top left cell, but that is actually the top left cell. I can't remember. Oh, actually, was that green? Was that telling me where 1 was in this column? Yeah, I think it was, you know. Yeah, these can't be 1s. They would be lower than this. So this is a 1. Right, that's got to do something. So this is now a 1. That's a 3. Now, okay, so we can tidy up these. So this is not a 1 or a 0. This is absolutely. So that's clue 10. I don't know whether this is 11 or 12, and whichever one of these is 3. I don't know whether that probably is going to beat it, actually, isn't it? Because it's going to have a 2, 4, 8 in the third position. So this is 11. Oh, wait. 8, 6 was rank 30. We know that whatever this is, it's more than 30. It's 31 or 32, so that's got to be 7. That's got to be 5. Which is probably doing something. Now, what about this column then? We can do 6, 9. These digits. Now 4, 5, 7. And that's a naked single, so that's a naked. That's great. It's absolutely great. When you get anything in this puzzle done, it feels like such a triumph. 3, 6, 9 into those cells. A modular set. That's not 9. That's not 3. That one seems to be able to be anything. Okay. We could write a big 2 in there, couldn't we? That would be a much more sensible thing to do it, or way to do it. Now, come on. How do you finish this? Don't know. Haven't got a clue. 6, 3, 5. Right. One way to finish it is to look at that cell. That cannot be a 6, because look how this would unwind. 6, this would be 3, this would be 5. So this number would begin 6, 5, 3. That's bigger than that number, which is meant to be the biggest. So that's 5. That's 3. That's 6. Now I'm going to get loads of triples along here. Which, I mean, I might as well pencil them in. 4, 6, 8. And that isn't 4. 2, 5, 9. And that isn't 9. That isn't 5. Don't think I can do the rest. And 1, 3, 7 here. At least the Sudokus work. That's a 1. Which is tremendous, really. I mean, it does suggest I'm not in the most, I've not really messed it up. Oh, boom. Boom, boom, boom. Right. Now, do you remember I've been thinking about this for a while and saying it's impossible? Now it's not. Because if that was a 9, that's the 33 clue. Because I've had 34, 35 and 36. So this is not 9. That's 6. That's 9. That's 6. That's 3. That's 3. That's 2. Come on, please. That's 9. That's 1. Yeah, 1 in the middle box I think is done. Oh, 1 in the middle, really? Okay. Well, that's something. Okay. So what is this? Maybe, I don't know. It's a 6 number, and it's not 24. So it's so it begins with a 2. It's either 21, 22, or 23. And it can't be 22, I suppose, because that would repeat the 2. So it's 21 or 23. Where are the other 6 numbers? There's a 6 number here. There's a 6 number at the top of the grid. Oh, right. Well, the 6 number at the top of the grid we're going to have to pay attention to. Wherever that is, that's going to have to be with a 2 beneath it, isn't it? Ah, yeah, hang on. That's interesting. That is interesting. Because there's an 8 up here as well, and 8 has to be followed by a big digit from this clue. So the 8 is going to have a 9 under it. So one of these is 8, 9, and one of them can't be 6, 5, so it's going to be 6, 2. So one of them is 4, 5. Either this or this is 4, 5. 2, 6, 8, 9. 2, 6. Oh, viciously. That's very nearly impossible. That cell. I was just thinking about that being 4, 5. So if we look at the column, what do we need there? If this is 4, 5, we need 2, 6, 8, 9, don't we? And this would have to be an 8. I don't know if that's okay or not. This would have to be a 2. I don't know if that's okay or not. What about this? 9, 3 something. Where are we with our 9s? That's the biggest 9. That's the next biggest 9. Oh, bother. Right, that's not where we look. Oh, we've got a 7, 1, 3 though there. Hang on. Let's... Oh, no. Oh, no, that's good. That's good. Let's look at this clue. This is 7, 1, 9. Now, that is 26, so there's only one rank 7 number that's lower than 719. Well, 713 is lower, so this is 25. Now, therefore, these numbers here are 27, and so this is 28. That's definitely bigger. And this is 27. And 27, look, has to be higher than this number. And that ends in 5, so this can't be 8. That's got to be 4. That's got to be 8. That's it. Boom. That's it. This digit is impossible. Because this is what I was looking at before. One of these is a 4, 5 in column 4 or 6. If it's here, this cell's not got a fill, I don't think. Let me just double check this. 4, 5. 4, 5. It would see 7. It's not got a fill. So this can't be the 4, 5. This has to be the 4, 5. Oh, please don't tell me that doesn't do it. That's going to distress me. Absolutely distress me. Right, this is a 4, 5 pair now by Sudoku. So that's 4, that's 5, that's 5, that's 7. These digits are 2 and 8. Apparently not resolved. This is a 7 by Sudoku. That might do things. 7, 3. Maybe. Oh, no. No. Okay, 6. 9. 9. Okay, good. 9. 2. The 8 had to go. And then the 6, 2, 1, which is lower than that. So that makes sense. 8. Yeah. Here we go. 8, 2, 2, 6. Now, I haven't finished. I know I haven't finished because I sort of do want to check whether it's right because I also want to fill in all the ranks just because that's the nature of me. Oh dear. This is rank 19. It's bigger than that one, and it's not rank 20, which I've remembered is over there. 937, I think, is the lowest 9 rank, so that is rank 33. 184 is quite a big. It's rank 3 in the 1 ranks. Oh, this one. Okay, that one we need to sort out. 625. Where's... Oh, I don't know, do I? I don't know anything about sixes. They're just terrifying. This is probably... Yeah, that's rank 32. It's the biggest 8 number. So this should be rank 31. What about 5s? I'm not really... Well, no. Oh, let's look at that one. That must be the biggest 3 number. That's massive. Which would be a 12, wouldn't it? Are there any 3 numbers that can hold a candle to that? No, there aren't quite. So that is a 12 rank. 614 is going to be 21. Oh no, I don't want to do that. 459. 459 is... so this is 13, 14, 15 or 16. That's lower. That's the lowest. That's the lowest 4 rank. So that's 13. And then we've got 453 here. That's the next lowest. So that's 14. Sorry for doing this so slowly. This is 15. And that one is 16, which makes sense. So I've nearly done them all. I've just got a couple of gaps. So 614 is lower than that one. So 614, how does that compare to the others? That's the lowest of the 6 ranks, so that's 21. Then this one is lower, so this is 22. So this is 23. And I'm just, I think, left with this 5 rank. It's not 19 or 20 or 18, so that's 17. And that, I think... Wow, that is what a puzzle. That is very, very clever. Wow. Last 4-1. That is a brute. That is one of the hardest puzzles I've done on the channel in a while. And it's even harder than the B-Fig one. That says something. I thought that was... It's a brilliant construction. I have no idea how you set that. Literally no idea. I could guess that you thought that there might be some interesting geometry around this row. But to actually do it with this few cages is extraordinary. It's a genius setup and very hard. And now I have to go and get my car. Let me know in the comments how you got on with the puzzle. I enjoy the comments, especially when they're kind. And we'll be back later with another edition of Cracking the Cryptic.